Alright, hello everybody. My name is Shmello, and today we are doing something a bit different. Yeah, probably by the title of this, you're probably a bit confused, considering the fact that my normal content is related to gameplay, but I thought I'd do a new series since, well, recently I've been getting into D&D a lot more. It's, because I've watched a few Forest Puffin videos, and I decided that seems fun, and then now me and my dad and my brother are doing something. But this isn't about that. Maybe I'll do that in a later video. Maybe I'll probably turn that into a different series. Honestly, it's still, we're only like on our third session yet so far. So yeah, you know that. Anyway, so this is there's a few things before we get on with this video, and that is and the three things are, first of all, the channel's anniversary is here. I don't know if it's, I forgot the exact date, but I think that is, but I remember that it was on 2019's Thanksgiving. So yeah, you know, if anyone knows when that is, please comment down below, because that's our anniversary. I thought of doing a much better anniversary video on this, or like something like that, but honestly, the camera that I was gonna work with, it just doesn't work. Like I was gonna do the Unis Honest cold plunge, or like, does anyone remember polar plunge? That was it. First of all, Memento Mori, I should have done a video on them before they went, but Memento Mori to any fans. Second of all, yeah, this video isn't from D&D session I'm doing now. It's from a different one, like I said earlier. It's yeah, this is a long story, sorry, but it's from one that actually, this was my first session that was like, you know, like legitimate. Like, I've done it with a friend as like a joke, but this one was like actually like legitimate stuff, and oh boy, it's like, it went horribly south. I think that anyone who watches this video will probably find this seriously irritating, because oh boy, does it go wrong fast. Anyway, okay, let's start off this thing. So, at my school, the one that I don't know how to say this exactly. Like, it's not like my old school. Like, I'm gonna go there, but like right now I'm being homeschooled, and I'm not. I guess it's kind of my own school, my old school. Like, I'm planning on going back there, but okay, never mind. Just so at the school, there is my writing teacher decided to. He's a big D&D fan, so he decided as a writing thing, like a writing thing, to do like a D&D session thing. Yeah, so he helped me create a character. It's a warlock character. I think it had on it minor illusion. I want to say acid or fireball, then charm person. Yes, or like it was, or like maybe it wasn't fireball. I think it had something to do with explosions. So maybe it was. But anyway, I can't describe my character exactly because he's like kind of hard to. He's like some humanoid reptile thing with like scales. I think he was a halfling from like a demon or something. Anyway, so we should probably just get on with this, but sorry. But also the DM, I'm gonna just call him the DM. The DM, my teacher, he was doing like a bard cleric or something like that. So he was filling up a support role, and basically what's happened so far in this thing is basically there is apparently there has been a report of like kids disappearing on near a lake or like an ocean or something like that, and some big rich people decided to call us instead of calling the authorities, because apparently they've done that and it did not go well. So they decided to call upon us to find it out, and yeah, and oh boy, did did it go south. I'll tell you that much. So it starts off with us, the my character, the warlock, and the cleric. Actually, I don't even know if I gave them a name. I'm just gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna call them, but anyway. We start off in a carriage being pulled by a horse and stuff. We st- sorry so we started off doing that, and then we eventually got to, I think, a resting point or something, I want to say a gas station, but I don't think those existed back then. We got there, and I'm like the type of guy who tries to get people to like me via comedy, or I try to do something funny when I see it. Anyway, that'll be something very important, and something that I will learn not to do in D&D anymore. Anyway, so this guy, so we go there, and I don't know anything about who I'm working for, because the cleric hasn't told me anything about it. But another carriage pulls up, and first of all, I got some major just oh no, this is not a good idea, things from that. So that was not, I got some major bad vibes coming from that thing, and so I decide, as a comedy thing, to blow it up. So I do that, and that was a mistake. So the carriage, of course, immediately just goes away, since I blew, and tries to go away while it's lit on fire, and goes, and because that's what that's what anything would do. And then the cleric is like, "Hey, why'd you do that? That is the guys that we're working for." So then yeah, so this is where it starts to have a long bad trend of just absolutely incredibly stupid decisions made by me. Anyway, so I'm like, oh, so I realize oh no, this is not good. Then the cleric now wants me to tell him why I did it, and I just did it because I thought it would be funny. So I'm like, I don't want to say that. So I'm like, I just thought that it would be like an enemy or something, and then the cleric, clearly disgusted by my pure stupidity, decides to just, just run out of there. So he just takes the carriage and then just goes away. So then do you remember how I told you that I have charm person or something on me? So yeah, I immediately pushed that, and then what I didn't know about this is apparently when you use this, you have to be very specific. So I don't know that. So as soon as I push it, as soon as I use the ability, the guy stops right there, and then I'm like, yes, finally this will work. So then I'm like, I'm thinking in my head I'm probably gonna have to explain to him later, why is he here or something, and convince him to stay. But for right now, I'm like, okay, so I can this guy can do whatever I want. I'm thinking that, but so I say, hey, turn back. So then he does that, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that'll be good. But then, as it turns out, it just did the cart, and I have 3. I can tell him to do something 3 times, and I waste 1, and now the cart's just turned in the other direction. The next one I said, come back, or something like that. So then the thing starts to go in this direction, the direction where I'm in. I'm like, oh yeah, this will work. And then the DM describes it getting closer and closer, and then promptly going off into the other direction. Yeah, so then so I pretty much am nearly stranded at this point because this thing has gone the other direction, and then I'm coming over to it or something, and I am out of audio range. So I try to tell him to do something, and it just doesn't work. And then I have to catch up to him, but he is on a cart, and I am nothing. So I pretty much just have to walk all the way to the place that I have to get to alone, and with wolves howling in the distance. So as you can imagine, yeah, no, I'm a bit tense, but I eventually get there to the town, and I am thinking like, oh boy, that went horribly. Like I shouldn't do that anymore. And I don't do that anymore. When I do my normal D&D sessions with my dad, I am usually very careful about what I do because of this experience. Um, but anyway, if you think that things get better, no, they don't. So we go over to this big manor that apparently the person that I nearly blew up the cart for lives in. Um, so we go in, I ring the doorbell, butler shows up or whatever, tells people, like the whole family that is there, that um, I'm here and stuff, and then they're like, hey, I thought that they were supposed to be like a cleric or a bard or something. And then I'm like, oh no, because now I have to lie my way out of here. And then there's a so then there's like like this widow, like now there's like this wife who's clearly in grief because she may have lost her daughter. Now like who knows what happened to the husband. And I'm like, oh no, this is not good, because there's like the maids and butlers and stuff, and here there is this grieving there's this grieving person in front of me who has, first of all, like, quick thing, like, I never found out the daughter's, like, she has another daughter or something, personality. I never found out hers. But her, like, her, hit, her, not brother, sorry, her, what, what's the word for, I'm sorry, I can't think of it, like, but her, son is absolutely a snooty jerk, so, yeah, he immediately presses, like, I didn't know this yet, but, yeah, I definitely would soon, but, so she's like, wait, where's the cleric or bard? Like, where is he? He's supposed to meet up with, my husband and stuff. So then I'm like, oh no, so that was clearly, like, her husband that I nearly blew up there, and also the cleric is gone, so I'm looking, more sus than a dead body report in electrical. So, I'm basically like, oh hey, haha, yeah, so we were attacked by wolves or something, and the cleric, didn't make it or something. And then I'm and then I think I said that, like, the father was, like, injured, or, like, or something, like, the husband was injured or something like that. So then she's, like, crying and runs away, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is going horribly. And then so then the son comes out, and he's like, oh, okay, they're there, he's trying to comfort her, and then, like, he tries to talk to me later, then, like, his expression goes from, like worry to, immediately, like, just, like, immediately suspicious, and I can't blame him, but dang is he presses me very hard, and I'm like, he's like, okay, I know that you're lying, and, because I apparently really suck at it, so I'm like, oh no, this isn't working out, so then I'm like, okay, can I do an intimidate, like, my DM is just like, okay, do it like a, like, are you gonna lie to him again? So I lie, and then like the roll to, like, see if I lied well or not is, it was like a 5, so he's immediately like, tell me the real story. So then and I did it, I lied to him again, telling me the real story. So then I'm like I'm cringing in real life on just how bad this is going. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna tell a fraction of the truth or something like that. So I'm like, yeah, so we were attacked by wolf. We were attacked or something by goblins or wolves or something like that. And then, like, I'm like, and I tried to shoot a fireball at them to get them away, but it accidentally hit the like the little cart that they were in, and then the father and the guys ran away or something. They told us to keep on going on with the mission or something like that, and somehow he bought that, which seems more sus than the other ones, I won't lie. But anyway, sorry for how long this is. Dang, this is long. But anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm alone. I this person thinks I'm sus. There's a snooty sun elf person here, and he is definitely not liking me. I've got bad vibes all over. So I decide that I'm gonna do some Scooby-Doo investigation. I'm gonna just go around town, see what I can get. So it says that. So basically, what has happened is so I get some more intel, and apparently the daughter was last seen on a beach where things definitely shouldn't. Where like things are pretty bad there. So that's not good. But because like there's tons of sharp rocks and stuff, like there's a whole lot of bad stuff there. That could potentially kill a small child. So I'm like, okay, so definitely I need to check out there. So I immediately go down there, and then my DM is smiling right now. Like he is smiling. He's absolutely enjoying this. He's enjoying this, and I can't blame him. I probably would be too if I was a DM or another player. But anyway, I go down there, past it, and then like he says, "Do you want to go past the sharp rocks?" And I go past the sharp rocks, and what I see is a bunch of dead sea life. Like there's like crabs, lobsters, like fish, tons of that stuff. And I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. And then okay, this won't be hard to. Okay, YouTube did not monetize me for this, but I see a figure in the distance, and right next to a tree with what looks like a thin line going down from the tree to his neck, and I'm like, oh no, this isn't good. This is gonna be like a suicide case. Or like I think in my head like, oh no, this is like a Blair Witch thing or something, or like this is gonna be something super bad. So I go over there, and then what it turns out is not what that made it sound like. It is a small stick figure, like a small. Okay, one. All right, sorry about that. My brother just came by with Merry Christmas with a Merry Christmas song on. Sorry about that. But like I get closer, and it's a small stick figure with a noose around its neck. So basically, I'm like, oh, this is the Blair Witch Project or something. Like I'm like, I feel like that maybe a dead body would be even worse, or like, I don't know. Like I feel like that they're both equally bad. But anyway, I'm like, oh boy, this is not good. There is a small Blair Witch stick figure here. This is super bad. So then I go back to the house. I report it. I report what I find and stuff. And I'm gonna have at the end of this video soon. Oh my gosh, that's 17 minutes at least. Okay, so anyway, what happens next is I go back to the house. I start to like say, hey, there's like some Blair Witch things going on here, and then like it did not look good. Like the mother is grieving and stuff even harder, and then I'm like, oh boy, this is getting more and more awkward. So anyway, I go to the nearest inn, and as it turns out, the cleric is there. Like I can see his like the cart that we rode in, and I'm like, nope, I am not dealing with that today. And then I think that's around where the session ended, so I'm gonna end the video here. Maybe it's a small cliffhanger, but I think that by the next episode, I should be able to end that there, or like maybe I'll do a third one to end it up or something. But like it should end soon. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for everyone who supported the channel during during this year of me doing YouTube and stuff. It's been hard. I won't lie. Like 2020 has been like a stressful year. So thanks for the people who supported this channel during that time. I don't want to keep this video going on any longer. So bye.